What's going on, everybody? I know it's been a minute, but man, we've both been on vacation.
Spring break is over.
Spring break. Yeah, it's over, man. We both actually went to Orlando. Didn't even know either one of us going to Orlando. But pretty funny.
Man, trying to be a teacher and like getting all my people on a field trip, getting them all together. He had his class, I had my class. It was kind of
boy,
hard to catch up with each other.
boy. And I was telling, like, we were driving down, and I was telling somebody, like, man, they got pine trees just like we do, man. They ain't, don't fall for this stuff, man. A lot of them palm trees was on crutches. They had the little wood on the side, keep it from leaning over. They had the splits on there. It's like, man, so do palm trees really grow here? Or do they plant them everywhere? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because when
that,
you driving, once you get on I-10, you get a little bit further up north. You don't see no more palm trees, only pine trees on the side of the highway. No different than Little Rock, man. What else?
they had to keep the look up.
Yeah, man. So this podcast is about understanding. You can only go, you only go as far as you can think. Think Again podcast motto: think, process, execute. Think, process, execute. Sometimes we skip the step and you just process and execute, and you don't think about the results, the different
Yeah,
results that can come from it. You know what I'm saying? And
and it's easier said than done. You know,
yes, the more you practice
every
it,
action, every thought, you know, needs to come before every action.
100%. So first one, learning to understand. Oh, what's the wrong one? That's wrong. That's later. All right, there we go. Learning to understand. Wait a minute. What am I doing here? Okay, here we go. Nope. Ah, there we go. There we go.
Be
How
patient with
does
them.
a person get to a point of understanding? In your opinion, I got lived experience. Like sometimes we go through stuff in life, and you have to learn. Like it's like growing up in the streets, you learn that hey, it's some consequences like I don't want to face. It's some thinking I really can't do because it could lead to the wrong process, wrong execution. Um, some
Yeah,
things I've
it's
got. Go ahead.
it's like understanding is a real good thing because it's like a little finish line. It's a finish line just when you start. Cause you
Hmm.
gotta understand anything. You gotta understand step one before you can go to step two.
Hmm.
And you're still in the beginning because step five is the end of the beginning. So understanding is just the lesson you've been taught. You really understand it.
And
It's
I
a
was
word we use a lot, but we don't fully understand it. Go.
yeah, and I would say that when you truly understand something, if something is not worth it or something is not beneficial, you won't do it. If you got common sense, you won't do it, even if the perception say do it. If you understand that it's not a good thing. I think sometimes people don't understand and they take their 50-50 guess because you don't fully understand what you're doing. And then when you do it, you say, oh man, why did I do that for? That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think lived experience sometimes is invaluable. You can't get enough lived experience. And the second one is education. Uh, Learning something to the point of understanding. I think that's important. A lot of times you hear people saying they want to start a business, they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to be their own boss. But do you understand what that means to be your own boss? You know what I'm saying? You got
Yeah,
to wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got to be on time. You got to go out there and get it. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what financial statements is? Do you understand what leverage and debt mean? Do you understand these terms? What is a business loan? What is a financial projection? All these kind of things. Do you understand that?
yeah, cause like some lessons you learn and you don't go back. Like
Right.
once you tie your shoes, like when you're learning to tie your shoes, your dad, your mom, hey, John, hey Mike, tie your shoes. You don't want a trip, tie your
Right.
shoes. You got to do this, and you're like, oh, mom. But once you know it, and you
Right.
don't go out the house without tying your shoes. It's
Right.
second nature. That's what understanding and graduating from the little things, and big things become little things. And like he said, education is learning something and understanding something outside your natural way of thinking.
Mm. Yes.
So natural is I go to school, I do this, I do that. Education is putting something you would have never thought of on your own and
Yep.
using it and applying it to your life.
Right.
And when you get older, those are skills or those are majors or things like that. But it's something uh, outside of your hood, outside of your circle, and that's
Even
how we grow.
people might not understand it, might not get it, but even with dating, like if you got the lived experience of dating, you get an education on what dating is based on your experience. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has a different experience. You know what I'm saying? You just all you gotta
Yeah,
do is just listen to them talk. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
uh,
Some of those experiences can be wrong sometimes. So,
yeah, but
so
it's
some
still
of us,
education. Yes, they
some of
can.
us are getting the wrong education. What works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, 100%.
Some of us need therapy, but need some structured dating advice or some spiritual dating advice. Look to God. Like,
Yep.
what am I doing wrong? Why I keep getting burnt? You're doing something wrong. So you need to
Do you
look
think
outside yourself, maybe
when you talk
spiritually.
about the God piece, do you think that some people don't want to understand on purpose, or do you
Yeah,
think?
and that goes into one of our points that's coming up. People say ignorance is bliss. It's fun not
Boy,
understanding until
boy,
you got to take them consequences you never
boy,
saw coming.
boy.
Why does it cost so much to do this? Yeah, why is the wager of sin? What is the wager?
Yeah,
What am I wagering?
exactly.
Oh, this
Yeah.
death. Are you for real? I thought I got a second chance.
One of the ways of sex you want HIV. keep
Yeah,
keep playing, keep
like
playing roulette. keep playing roulette long
Mike
enough,
played 100,000 games. He never crapped out. I played two. I
boy,
got a house in Virginia.
boy, for real.
So
And then
you can't pick your path. You know, when
no,
you roll the dice, you gotta accept how they fall.
how they fall. You gotta accept how they fall, man. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you flushed out. You flushed out.
Yeah. Man, and you
Boy.
can't never win when you want to win. You know,
And
I
if you don't
won so
believe me,
many
just go out here and look
games.
at TikTok. These people talking about their experiences of having HIV and her. There was one girl said she was in the car with a dude, got him all the way up to the point, then said, "Hey, you know I got that package." And dude said he wanted to keep going. what? What? He said,
I
"We
couldn't
here now."
stand by myself. Solo dole
He said, "It's only gonna take a minute until you get HIV in a
in a
minute."
minute. You know, sometimes you need that win. You won 100 times, but you need this win to stay in your house. You need this win to not get the house in Virginia, but
Boy,
you can't count on it. You
house
know,
in Virginia, yes sir. And then shared insight. When a person shares their experiences to help another person bypass their lived experience or education.
yeah,
Like if a person,
that's why mentorship is so important. That's why
yeah,
having a pastor or a mentor who has lived life and not just telling you something they heard, they're telling you something they know.
so let me ask you this: do you think as men, like our generation of men, like our in our 40s, do you think that we never developed the understanding of, or just don't have a high level understanding of following leadership, or do you think it just wasn't around enough to understand it?
All
Solid
right.
leadership.
I think a lot of us did, but sometimes some people win. The people who follow the leader, the good
Yeah,
leadership, they had a
right,
family. That hey, you going to college, you doing this, you doing that.
right.
The people who had those examples, uh, they move up and they move on, and you don't see them in the hood or in the struggle. And sometimes you don't see them giving back because they knew it's simple to them. Because my
I
daddy
guess
taught me.
I guess
It's
what I'm
simple
saying
to
too
me.
is
You don't see that a
to
lot.
do guys know, can you be can you be on your own for so long that even if you find good leadership, you won't take to it because you've been on your own for so long? Like you don't have the understanding.
And definitely, and you don't trust that leadership. You don't.
Yeah.
Why
If
are
you
you
just
trying to
never
help somebody? You got
right.
it. You made it. Why are you trying to help me? It's you suspicious of that.
Yeah.
Somebody give you something. You look at them. That's like the snake who convinced Eve to eat the apple. I don't trust it. It's too good to be true. But they're just trying to help you. So being in the mindset to accept the help.
Because if somebody share their experience with you, they're actually trying to help you bypass. Like if somebody share with you about the risk of getting a house in Vegas, they really telling you so you don't have to get the house in Vegas. If you can
Yes.
understand what's being told to you, you know what I'm saying? Scared straight. They bring you in to try to influence you through shared insight not to go to jail if you can understand, through all the sometimes it gets so cloudy in your brain you kind of can't see the understanding because it's like looking through a stained glass. You can't really see, you know what I'm saying? But some people can see, like, you know what? I see through the stained glass, break it, I see it. And some people they still can't see it. Like, I don't get it. Until they actually get in there. Okay, now I'm in jail taking a shower, with 15 dudes, you know what I'm saying? I gotta walk around with an ice pick, ready to blow somebody's kidneys out. You know what I'm saying? If they run up on me, I gotta really be on that kind of time. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And for you, scared straight might be like extreme, but some people gotta see it to
yeah,
believe it. They
yes,
gotta they gotta hear those bars closed. They gotta
yeah,
smell the smell.
Woo.
They
Woo.
gotta really see it.
Yeah. Boy, I can't imagine being there. Say it's your first day in there, you hear the clothes. It's a lot of dudes. There's a lot of stuff out there now on social media. They say a lot of dudes act like they be tough when they go in there, but your first day going in there, it ain't. Most dudes ain't like that though.
Because it's not
Man,
humans are not meant for that. That's not what God put you here
I
for.
don't know.
To
I
be
think
treated like that.
I think some dudes. I'm sad to say, some dudes is they
They
wired. It's like
thrive in that. And you
they,
and
they
you and that's not you.
yeah, it's
It's eating
crazy.
be eating.
What was my boy name? Tales from a Crip, man. That was my dude name. I cannot remember my dude name now, man. He be on Tone TV. God dog it. You know what I'm talking about? He gonna make me look dude up now. God dog it. Um, he be talking about jail all the time though. Man, hold on. I know what type Tales from a Crip. OG Percy, that's his name. OG Percy, he be talking about jail stories all the time, man. Like, if you could digest it, he's giving you insight. And I think that's something God gave me to be able to listen to a person's mindset, personality, to understand it from an objective standpoint, to understand that this is the kind of stuff you have to sometimes when you go into these situations, your mindset out here won't work in there. You know what I'm saying? Just like you may your mindset in the gates in Westgate may not work at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a
You
whole
know
different
what?
mindset. It won't work.
That remind me of a movie I saw. It was called Shot Caller. I think the dude was a lawyer.
Yeah,
He made all these life skills in the corporate world. He
yeah,
got all these ways to maneuver around the courtroom and
yeah.
boardrooms and things like that. All one mistake, all those life skills, all their college wasn't helping them in jail.
No,
He had to
no.
learn a whole another way of life.
Whole nother
You
system.
know,
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
So
that's how it be,
the
man.
best way is to stay out because you want to develop those skill sets.
And then you might die implementing them. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Yeah,
thing.
just because you know them don't mean you can do them successfully.
Man, for real. So the next one. What do you think the percentage of people that are not willing to say they do not understand something? They'll just argue with you, they'll fake it till they make it, but they won't tell you, I just don't understand.
Yeah, so some people think they're getting by with stuff. I don't
Yeah,
understand, but I can just get close to somebody who do. Maybe I can get through. You know,
right.
they can get you a long way faking it, but at one point you don't have to take the test alone.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, it can be nursing school or law school. You got to take that bar exam yourself. You
Man, it's
got
like
to take,
somebody trying to argue with you about EKGs, but they don't know nothing about EKGs.
yeah.
Talking about, man, yeah, if I just put the pads on his back, man, I can get everything I need. Wait a minute, what? They
That's not
don't
even
even
how it
realize
works.
they don't even realize they exposing themselves by when they talk. The more they talk, the more
Yeah,
they
so
they
your ignorance can make you look foolish in the right company. Like amongst fools don't know. So
right.
you sound like you smart. You
Yeah,
know, when you around in the company of people who actually know, they this dude don't know what he's talking about. Like,
yeah. If you can have a percentage, what do you think? Like a hyper percentage, like growing up in like of people that really don't understand. Like they're not willing to say that they don't understand anyway. They're not willing to say that.
yeah, it's like 40%, you know, and when
Yeah,
you around people who don't know, it sounds good. You making it, you doing it, you convincing them, you know,
yeah.
but you gonna rise up the brackets and you gonna get in the ring or you gonna be paired up with somebody who really do know. And you like I can fake like I got a high school diploma
Cause
around
it's
other
under
people who ain't got a diploma. But
right.
when you really yeah, high school diploma was the minimum and you don't know half this stuff. Like,
Yeah. And then like it's levels to understanding. You can understand something, but then does it make sense after you understand what you're doing, right? And I think that's the thing, right? Sometimes you can rationalize something to understand it, but do it make sense when you get done, right? Like
yeah,
some people can
can you
rationalize robbing
apply it?
the bank. They can
You
ration
yeah.
they understand they can rationalize robbing the bank makes so much sense, but they don't understand the common sense. You're going to get 10 years fair time, if not more now. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get it. But sometimes they say they don't understand it. They probably go to their third point, but how do we minimize the mindset of that of people not willing to say they understand and increase their understanding? Like if you could just come up with a solution, like how do we minimize that?
We gotta decrease the fear of the stigma of failing or
Mm,
of you not understanding or you admit you don't understand it's the worst thing in the world. Like,
yeah.
man, no, it's not. Going on and letting the next lesson come without you asking questions or about you seeking understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you gotta figure it out outside the classroom on your own. Do your own research till you understand personally.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid to be. I look like I'm the one who don't know, sir. You are the one that don't know.
Right. Cause I think like, you hear a lot of young kids, you probably heard it. They say, I'm ready to move out of being adult. It's like, do you really sure? Like they don't understand 35,000 a year being an adult on your own, completely on your own, like just you, 35,000 ain't just about not enough in 2026. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
because
ain't.
you want all this stuff they have on social media. The girls expect you to have this kind of
Oh my
car.
God.
Well, this
Yeah.
kind of car costs your whole salary
Oh man, just
plus
I,
some.
mean, I can't imagine taking a girl out to eat now. If you trying to date now, taking a girl out to eat. I mean, just taking her to Cold Stone, you may spend $40, $50. Just taking
Man,
her to for ice cream. You know
I
what I'm
remember
saying?
when that was 10.
Boy, that was the cheapest thing. That was kind of barrier to entry. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of
Boy,
just throw it out there, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to be even more creative. You got to talk about, man. Let's go to Fresh Market, see what they got in the deli or something. That might be expensive too. You
boy.
know? And then you hear dudes saying they want to do this and do that. Like they said, I want to I want a Mercedes. You sure you want a Mercedes, man? Do you understand? Man, I know what I want, man. I want a Mercedes, man. Man, I ain't know the brakes was gonna be $1,200 to change the brakes. We try to tell you.
Yeah, you ride around in a house.
Yeah, for real. A house. A
Somebody
house.
living in a mobile home and it's the same price as your car.
Man, I was just looking at online, that new Range Rover, because they've been posting all them little ads on Facebook. Man, that thing about 230 racks for the one that had all the options in it, man.
Yeah,
Man, that's a house, man. You really can't even get a house for that no more. Really, not no new house anyway.
yeah,
You don't get a new house for that. But
and
yeah.
not in a good area.
And then I got, what is the possible damage that can be caused if a person continues to operate in misunderstanding? The indirect damage caused.
Um, being left, being put back. Like people think you're not flunking in real life. Yeah,
Yeah.
life is going on, but you're still
Mhm.
in the same spot,
Boy.
and you don't know life is. Everybody else is passing
Right.
13th grade, 14th, 16th, 20th,
Hmm.
and you still like in the 12th or 13th, level because you're not leveling up because you're operating in ignorance that you don't need these skills.
Right.
That I'm all right where I am. You
Right.
don't know it until it's too late. Well, it's not too late. You can always keep trying and keep developing skills. But with the ego and the psyche you have, you feel like it's over because your
Right.
ego won't let you start from the bottom.
Right. And I think too, when we talk about that, how do you minimize? Like, I would say this to anybody: when you think somebody's judging you, you got to ask yourself, why are you thinking that? If somebody is trying to share insight with you and trying to tell you don't go down that path, they're trying to prevent you from inflicting indirect damage on yourself. Um, like, if I tell you wait until you get married to have a kid, I'm trying to prevent you from having the indirect damage of raising a kid by yourself, conferences, dentist appointments, medical bills, all of that, plus trying to live and pay rent and utilities on your own. Can you get empathy? Yes, you will get empathy, but it don't change the indirect damage. It don't reverse it.
But can
You,
you take empathy and sympathy to the bank?
yeah,
And
you're
you
right.
can count on that every time.
It's just
Somebody might,
consoling. But after the empathy, you got to come up with a strategy to navigate that indirect damage. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like somebody pay your rent 2 times. That
Yeah.
ain't indefinite. They get you
No.
the gym 2 times. That's
Yep.
it. But guess what? The rent got to be paid every month of your life.
Yep. Um, Thinking about picking the wrong spouse, that can be indirect damage. You know what I'm saying? Not really taking
Very.
the time to look and see how this person is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, some dudes don't see it because they getting that deviant behavior. But when that stuff wear off, you know what I'm saying? You start seeing stuff for what it is. You know what I'm saying? But um, being able to take your time, man, and just think about who you're dealing with, to minimize the indirect that damage. You know what I'm saying? When you don't understand that you're dealing with a dude that don't want to commit to you, and you keep having kids by this dude, it take you, 5 or 6 kids to understand that this dude not gonna be there. I hate that, but some people have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah, it's
indirect damage.
understanding. Understanding is the root of all this. Like,
There's levels to it. Yeah.
sometimes, like he said, when people try to help you, you don't accept the help because you don't understand where they're coming from. Because if
Right.
I had it, I wouldn't help such and such. They gotta be looking for something. Some
Right.
people are just trying to help you, but you can't. You see it as a one-time handout, but you
Right.
want to take their money, but you don't want to take their advice,
Right.
and that's you just don't understand what you need, and they understand. They're trying to help you, but you don't see it. You keep having kids by this type of man. You keep dating this type of woman. And you're trying to save her, but you can't save yourself.
Boy. And then as a man or woman, not understanding about yourself, stuff you need to work on, and you try to go into a relationship bringing your triggers that the other person don't know about, but you use that as a way to try to get over and get your way. Every time he say something, he triggering you, or he try to tell you don't do that, now he triggering you. You know what I'm saying? Using mental health as a way to get around or finesse people. That's You'll cause indirect damage. You know what I'm saying? Because now you blur the lines. You don't know what's mental health and what's you trying to finesse. Now, because then somebody say you trying to finesse, now you hate. It's hate speech. You know what I'm saying? Um, People using those things like mental health and
Bitch, need
triggering.
help. You ain't trying to get no help. We just gotta
Right.
make room for you because you got a problem.
Right. And then if like for men, if you don't admit that you need to grow in some areas, you'll destroy a household. You'll literally destroy a household because you know you're not disciplined enough to be with one woman, but you want to get married. And because you don't want to understand, you need to really get that sorted out before you get married. Indirect damage, you're gonna destroy a household. You know what I'm saying?
Because this is
Um,
always the reason you're doing what you're doing. I'm doing
right.
this because she's not doing this. Well, she fixed all her issues and you still doing it. Well, man, well, this is just the way I am.
And believe me, man, like being in 42, like I said, working at the hospital, we've heard some of the most craziest excuses. You think people can't come up with creative excuses? It is crazy. You know, said I remember one dude who was at the hospital, he told his wife, I love you so much that I don't want you doing this deviant behavior. I let her do that to keep you.
Yep, you're so pure and you're so innocent.
Man.
She said she'll do it. She rather you stop cheating on her.
Yeah, that's crazy, but it's out there, man. There's some dudes that's creative, man. Then the last one on this is, do you think that people willingly misunderstand stuff so they know not to do better? So they won't have to be held accountable to do better. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they'll say, "Oh well, I didn't know. You know,
Yeah.
don't I get the first one is a mulligan, right? It's a free
Yeah.
throw. No,
Yeah.
ain't no free throws.
Exactly. Ain't no
You'll
free.
be charged as an adult."
What they say, ignorance is not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. Man, that's real. When the judge tell you that, I see the judge say the ignorance is not an excuse, man. Boy, it ain't nothing else you can say at that point. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
whether you at work, I've seen it happen at jobs. Like they'll train you, you go through training, go through your probationary period, then you do something bogus. Man, I didn't know. Nobody showed me. No, we documented it, man. You been trained. You know what I'm saying? They try to use that as an excuse, man. Nobody showed me, man. You know what I'm
no, you
saying?
signed off though. Your signature is
Yeah,
right
you
here.
signed out, buddy. Yes, sir. That happens, man.
You know, and stealing and candy and breaking and doing a home invasion is different. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be charged as a minor again. No, no, you stole some sugar daddies.
You remember we was talking about that one time? Somebody told you that when you work for like those Wells Fargos and stuff, if you don't understand what you're signing up for, don't work the job. They say that the thing say they tell you that if you're still a dime, if you're still a coke, you're still a dime. You're still a dime, you're still a dollar. You still a dime. And dude stole somebody coke out the refrigerator on lunch break. They fired him. You know what I'm saying? Then try to put like he didn't understand. I don't understand. Oh, we already didn't told you, man. You know what I'm saying? You
I
know
thought it was mine. I thought it was mine, man.
You know that and then people do that too. I thought it was mine. You know that's not your coke, man.
I
Come
had a
on, cut
coke
it out.
just like that.
Cut it out, man.
It's caffeine free with Gold King.
Man, for real, that's crazy, man. Well, yeah. Let us know in the comments. Do you think people willingly misunderstand to try to get out of stuff? You know what I'm saying? To try to prevent accountability and because some girls know. Like I know Pill, I wish he was on here to ask him, but some girls know, dude ain't about nothing. They just want to see for themselves. Sometimes I've had girls even tell me that. Like I know you be selling dream. I just want to see was it real. I just want to see could you do it to me. You know.
Debbie is real. Yeah,
Oh man, they just want to go around the world. They just want to see for themselves. You know what I'm saying? All right. What's the next one? Learning to understand as you grow into an adult. One of the things I had to learn is moving on and letting go. I think that could be one of the hardest things to learn sometimes when you're going into an adult. Like mistakes you make, you got to move on and let go. Kind of like playing cornerback in football. You got to have short term memory, man. You know what I'm saying? Randy Moss got me on this one, but he not gonna give me on the next one because I'm gonna give him 10 steps. You know what I'm saying? Same way in life. I
you
made a
gotta
mistake.
learn. You gotta
I didn't.
learn.
Yeah, I didn't do things right at this point in my life, but at the next point, I'm gonna do better. I'm not gonna do the same things I did because I know better now. You know what I'm saying? Not holding on to trauma. Like if the trauma happened, you know, in your teenage years, but now you 35. How do you got to understand that you can't hold on to that forever because it's going to hinder you going forward. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't realize your high blood pressure is high because you're holding on to something that happened when you were 17 and you 40. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful about that. Understanding how to move on from things that you've done and learning how to let go and not hold on to stuff, because it will have an effect on you, whether you
Yeah,
believe it or not.
because sometimes your coping mechanisms not working. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
um, I just put that in the back seat, and now your back seat full.
Boy, for real.
Yeah, that worked in high school, but you run out of space.
You run out of space, yep. Sometimes you gotta let go of old information that ain't useful to you no more. I got still do that. I constantly do that. Some stuff I have to let go in order to put new stuff in there, man. Like it's kind of like a computer. If you only got 200 gigs of memory, at some point, like to take on new memory, now you talking about taking on a terabyte of memory to learn an undergrad degree, a terabyte of memory. How do you manage that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the skills that got you out of Westgate ain't gonna help you.
Boy,
In
some
St.
of it
Vincent,
probably will, but
not
not
gonna
all
help
of it
you in
will.
the VA.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose. You got to do like skill. Memory management. Know what you need and what you don't need for sure. And then the second one is objective understanding. Being able to understand as a man, not to get caught up in other people's issues. You can understand how they think and what not to do, or understand why they think like that. But I'm not gonna get caught up in that though. You know what I'm saying? Because people do things. There's so many people out there. People do things. And sometimes you may not agree with it, but you understand what they're doing. You just may not agree with it. And I think that's people understand. Just because I understand what you're doing, that don't mean I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that, bro.
Yeah, and sometimes life is so hard for you by yourself.
Yeah.
You can't carry on nobody else. Like
Mm.
I love people, people love me, but they can't. They can help me like
Right.
one time,
Right.
but like taking on somebody else's burden, you can't do it. Nobody's strong enough to do it. And the
Right.
people who are, let's say, have enough resources, they have more weight to carry. So they sometimes they have less room or resources to carry you.
Right.
Jay Z can help me. He got $1 billion, but Jay Z got $1 billion worth of problems. I'm not being feeling sorry for him. I'd rather have those problems any day. But everybody's going through their own struggle in life. You know,
Yeah.
you can take anybody, that six-figure guy, that $1 million guy, that $1 billion guy, got his he got a whole day full of problems. He had a whole list of problems, just like you. His problems
Yep.
may be different. That's why you can't bog yourself down with somebody else's problem. You gotta get through school. You can't help her get through school. You can't do her homework. If
Right.
you can be her or his person and do all the work, who's gonna do yours?
Right. Exactly. And then having that objective understanding, like Jay was saying, like nobody's gonna carry your load. Like you have to realize, like I need to make my load where I can manage it. I don't need to take on more than I can handle. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta live below my means, I need to live below my means. You know what I'm saying? I can't expect. I'm not entitled to anything. You know. Working at a job, right? Let's say you work at a retail store like Walmart or something. We talking about think, process, and execute. You may know these dudes, y'all may hang with each other, but when they start doing stuff that when you start thinking like, wait a minute, that's kind of sketchy. You process, I'm not doing that, and you execute. You walk away, let them do that. So let's say they got this hookup on TVs. Like, yeah, we got the hookup on TVs. You know what I'm saying? You have a choice. Do you want to get involved or not get involved? You know what I'm saying? Um, it don't make you it don't make you weak if you don't do it. I don't know what it make you if you do it. Maybe you just feel like you're a part of what they're doing. But learning those things to be objective, like if that's what y'all want to do, y'all do that, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel like you have to do that. But you don't have to down them for whatever decision they decide to do. You know what I'm saying? That's like the objective side of it, right? Because it happens all the time in jobs. Like you get people at a job too long, it's like that deviant side come out sometimes with some people. Because you there 10 hours a day. That's a long time to really be at a place. 10 to 12 hours, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And some people, man, they can't be at a place that long, and then that the deviant stuff not coming into their head. Like, you know what? If I take this TV out to the garden center, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna know that I put this back in somebody's truck. You don't realize they got cameras everywhere in Walmart, you know what I'm saying? But because they haven't said nothing to you yet, you know. Because I remember I worked at the Walmart on Shackelford one time, and it was a cat that he would go to the deli, get like chicken strips and mashed potatoes. He would take it straight back to the break room, and he wasn't paying for it. And when you think about their process, think, process, and execute. When he thought about it, he said, "Oh, I can take this back to the break room." He processed it, kind of went through it, and did it, and then he executed on it. He felt like he could get away with it. But what he didn't think about in the process is they let him build up a case. And they probably let it build up to a certain amount of money. Then they came back there and rounded him up. Next thing you know, he walking out of there crying, man. You know what I'm saying? And it happened just like that. Everything don't happen overnight. Sometimes it's a process. You just got to think. You're not thinking before you start the process. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes the worst thing that can happen to you, you can get away with something. And that's the worst thing that can happen.
Tell them young bulls out there, you don't just wake up and have 8 kids, you know what I'm saying, by 5 different women. That's a process, bro. You just don't wake up and then get mad at child support. Nah, man. You started the process though. You want to have 8 kids, you know what I'm saying, by 5 different women. What you think gonna happen? You know what I'm saying?
Boy, like B2K, pump, pump, pump.
Boy. And then the last one is self-development. Understanding what to learn that'll bring a benefit to you as an adult. In order to get better, in order to get stable. Understanding that if you take on this education, it's going to bring you some sort of benefit. It makes sense for me to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because some points you're going to have to figure out what you got to develop in you. Everybody not going to be able to be with you all the time as an adult. A lot of times when you graduate high school, you have so much dead time that if you're not thinking about self development, you will just get caught up in idle time. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling at the house. You know what I'm saying? Watching Jerry Springer, watching some on TV, watching The Price is Right. Oh, I see why my mom like watching The Price is Right. But you don't realize your mom worked 40 hours a week. She's just off on Tuesday and Wednesday, though. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
she
saying?
earned
She
her
watched it. Yeah.
her ability to watch first break. You did.
Yeah.
And you got to think about your skill set and apply your plan to your future. You got to
Right.
think. You got to do the hard work and thinking about it. Some people say it ain't hard work. It's just fantasizing about my future because you're ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh my God, look what I get the opportunity to do. But some people that work, man, I gotta make a decision whether I gotta go army, whether I'm going to be an engineer, whether I'm going to do computers. It's so hard to choose. You better choose something, or they're going to choose for you.
Right.
The out of
That's true.
time will have you in jail, have you a baby daddy, have you a baby mama,
Hmm.
um, or have you in jail.
Yeah. Even when you go into something, you still need to think about how does this, what spin or what can I specialize in? Like if you go into the army, now that I'm in the army, I'm in basic training. I need to be thinking about the next step. What am I going to
Mhm.
specialize in? What makes sense? You know what I'm saying? Or if I go to an apprenticeship, what works for me? Do I need to be a plumber? Do I need to be an electrician? Do I need to do construction, excavation, something? If I go into IT, do I want to work in systems? Do I want to be a programmer? Do I want to be a developer? Do I want to be a full stack developer, software engineer? Whatever you choose, and it's better to do it early because I'm telling you, if you wait till later, like I did, it's harder because now you're trying to balance family, you're trying to balance your health, and then you're trying to balance other things along with trying to go to school and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
not as
and
easy.
you
You know what I'm saying?
and it's not like you can look on somebody else's paper and get the roadmap.
Boy,
Oh,
for
well,
real.
he did law school, he did this, and she did nursing school. I'm gonna do nursing school too. Guess what? You gotta pass those classes. It ain't just time. Some people think about it. Oh, I do nursing school. It can take 4 years, and I'll be out. Not for you. It took Mike 4 years. It's
Yeah,
gonna take you 6 7 because that's not for you.
yeah.
Figure
You got
out
to ask
what's for you.
yourself, is it worth it? Like, do you want to make minimum wage, a little bit over minimum wage, or do you want to be above that? And if you want to
And
be above that, you're gonna figure out how to pass some classes. I promise you, you will. I
you
try to
can
tell
find
kids
a
like,
class for you because it's
yeah,
because I've seen some people. We all go in the same class. Some people pass it. They study. They pass. Some people study and they can't pass. They just study. They need to do something else. You got to pivot when you don't stay in the same place and say you try and you just spinning your
yeah,
tires. You've been a freshman for 3 years.
yeah. I
Pick
understand that. Yeah,
something
being a
else.
freshman.
That's not you. I'm Everybody can do it, but you need to do something else.
I think, like, say, if everybody do something different, like a diversity thing. So I was asking Peel, like the last podcast. I think you were still in Florida, but I was asking him about if the community was aligned and if they believed in education, like learning some stuff outside of what you know, everybody go learn something different. Like if you did became a medical doctor, I became a lawyer, somebody else was in excavation, somebody else did real estate, somebody else did, logistics or something. Now you got an Avengers
Yeah.
team of people that just learn something different.
Yeah,
And
that's proper self-assessment too.
yeah, for sure.
There's
100%.
somebody doing that for us. Like we don't have good counselors that can pull it out of you. You gotta pull
No,
it out of yourself.
you gotta pull it out.
Because don't
That's real.
nobody care.
Yeah, it's true. Objective understanding. Don't nobody care. They doing their 9 to 5 just like you is. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people do try to help, but then they get
Yeah.
people shun them and they talk crazy to them. Like, man, what
Yep.
you talking about, man? Nobody trying to
So
hear that.
the last person did them dirty net, so they're not gonna help you.
Right. That's true. All right, guys. The last one. Understanding, dealing with people and the real world, right? Double standards. They're real. It's true. There are double standards. And you got to ask yourself, am I going to let it hold me up or am I going to work my way through it and find my advantages? And what's a double standard for me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh,
What's working in my favor? You know.
right. Because you're
Uh,
going to find it a lot. Like you deal with family, double standards, They can cuss you out, but you better not cuss them out. You better be respectful. You know what I'm saying? You deal with that a lot. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
In the community, you get passed over because they just don't want to give you the opportunity like at a job. Like most jobs, people don't realize like it ain't always about your experience or what they call merit. It's about do they feel comfortable enough to give you the opportunity to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Or did they have this position already promised to him when he walked
Right.
in the door? You didn't have
Yeah.
a chance, you know.
Right.
But you got to remember, you have an advantage in another aspect. So keep your
Yeah.
eyes open and don't be so mad on what you didn't get that you missed
Right.
your opportunity. You know, you
Right.
missed one. You know.
Male, female double standards is real. You got to be smart who you dealing with. Some women know how to use it against you, man. They can leverage it against you, man. You got to know who you dealing with, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes dead because of double standards. The woman said he hit me, he did this, and it wasn't even true. And he in the ground, 6 feet deep.
Yeah,
And
some red flags you can like, oh, this cute. But
yeah,
some red flags can get you killed. You only get one chance to make that mistake. So
boy,
don't get caught up in no domestic violence situations. She just pull a gun sometimes. He just hit me when I get online. That's unacceptable. They can get you killed.
right. The race double standard. Some people got privileges, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it go. Don't let it stop you from running your race, though.
Mhm.
It can be deflating, especially when you're younger. But I think most time when you get older, you start to get a tougher skin. But double standards are real. Whether it's with family, whether it's with male, female work.
Hey,
Um,
they'll
yeah,
let their friends and they let their people help them. Let your people help you.
yeah. I know when we was younger dealing with bust downs. Everybody else busting down the chicken. Then when you get to it, no more
She's
chicken.
celibate. She's celibate. She looking for a boyfriend. You know.
Just you looking for a boyfriend. Oh man,
Well,
that's funny.
you let my homeboy get the goods for $40.
Boy, for real, man.
You want
He
answers.
said,
I
I
want the
want the
truth.
truth.
You can't
He
handle the
he
truth.
took you to TGI Fridays. I want the TGI Fridays deal.
Boy, for real. I want that Five Below deal. All right, man. Different personalities. You got to understand everybody's personality is not like yours. So you got to understand that you're dealing with multiple different people out here. Sometimes people you deal with got multiple personalities. They're one person, man, have multiple personalities. Be like Ace Ventura, man. Just all kind of crazy stuff going
You
on.
know she act like that when she hungry.
Boy,
You know
for
she act
real.
like that when she cold. Like she act like a totally different person. Depending on
Boy. Walk
her
in the house, boy,
emotions.
like more they like Mork and Mindy. Oh man. But you gotta understand, man, everybody has a different personality, man. You can't let that throw you off. I think that's why I guess what I would say. Don't let it throw you off. You got to be able to objectively study and understand what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because some people they face what they portray to you is one thing, but if you're able to sit back and objectively watch them, it's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? You'll see this a lot when you become an adult. A lot of people that you probably revere, you hear people say, "I met this celebrity in public. It wasn't what I thought it was." You know what I'm saying? Same way with family. The uncle that you've been loving for years, he come off as a standout guy, but you see him at Dollar Tree. You know what I'm saying? Tricking off. Now that changed your
Yeah,
whole perspective.
he a stand up guy. He real supportive.
And he still may be a supportive and a stand-up guy, but that's his vice. You know what I'm saying? You just understand that every personality has their own set of vices. You know what
He's
I'm saying?
supporting them single families. Keep on doing the good work.
Jam. Oh,
That's
jam.
funny. Micromanagers. That's who they are. You know what I'm saying? Don't too much careful. That's who they are. Manipulators. They have a personality. You know what I'm saying? They're always trying to control everything, like every little thing that you do. You know what I'm saying? It's out there. And guess what? They may not always be people you work with. They could be people around you. It could be people
Hmm.
that you know.
People
And
at
the first
church.
time you tell them, yeah, bro, you tell them no, I ain't doing that. Now you're the evil one. You're the outcast. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to be objective and strong enough to be like, I see what you're doing, but I'm not going though. I'm not the one. You know what I'm saying? What you think, bro?
I agree with what you're saying. This all kind of people. These things they motivate them. That's why they get out of bed in the morning. They be a
Mm,
micromanager, to be a
mm,
manipulator. That gets
boy,
them off. Be a
boy.
control freak. That's them.
You
You
have to think
know,
about how much it
and you
time
don't
it take.
understand it
How much
because
time it take to micromanage, yeah, another person. That's a lot of time, a lot of brain resources. Because you're thinking about what another person's doing, not what you're doing, but what another person's doing. It's insane, man.
they're missing in life. What's going
Yeah.
to make them feel good in the inside? Their motivation is to mess up your day. Are you going to let them succeed?
And then another personality is that hating personality. You're gonna deal with that a lot. The more successful you get, the more hate is gonna come your way. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it go. Um, before we while we on this, what do you think about Cam Newton having Jason Whitlock on his show, knowing that him and Stephen A. Smith don't like each other?
I'm loyal to my friends, but I'm always the guy, two-faced or snaky, whatever. Um, I don't really care. Like, I
Yeah,
wanna know my enemy. Like my
right,
enemy, I'm the person that's gonna get the information. So
right.
I'll give them a platform. I set them up to fall.
Yeah,
Cause
it's all
my
about perspective.
homeboy don't like you. I give you a chance to say your piece, and
Yeah,
I'll come at you and say, show you how weak you are, show you how your integrity ain't there, show you, point out what you did. I ain't gonna give you a platform to let you tee off of my boy, but I give you a platform so I can cut you down. But
but see, and that's the thing, right? I think Cam is just doing it for entertainment, but I think not everybody looks at it that way until it happens. But it's all about perspective, right? I remember you had put me on a situation, and when dude was acting like he was cool, but on the other side of he acted like he was acting like an op. You know what I'm saying? And and then Jay was like, "Yeah, watch out for dude." You know what I'm saying? But if Jay wouldn't have never made dude feel that comfortable, how would
we
I
would
would
have
have
never
known?
known he was
He
an
would have
enemy.
never known. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about perspective, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have cared if he had Jason Willock. If Jay had Jason Willock, me and him, I wouldn't have cared at all. It wouldn't have bothered me none. Because it's just for ratings. Everything when you
Yeah,
realize entertainment is just for ratings, man. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
'Cause,
They're not
like,
gonna fight. They
you
not.
know, and that's a good thing. Like me and you've been friends for a long time. You know how I operate. I know how you operate.
For
I
sure.
know whose side you on. So
Right.
I ain't got no problem. Uh, you working away, you work your plan. You
Right.
know,
But then sometimes you don't know really. Sometimes you had a feeling, but sometimes you really don't know 100% who your option is. Sometimes it take having your homeboy like do
yeah,
some 007 work, be like, yeah, that dude's an op for real. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. But I mean, he
But you
really
got to
let
be able,
his
yeah,
real feelings show. You know,
yeah, 100%. And but some people they play their loyalty card so hard, but they don't realize he's still being loyal. He actually could have been exposing
yep,
Jason Whitlock, but you so caught up in that loyalty emotion thing, you can't really see it that way. You know what I'm saying? But then the last one is your own personal skills in dealing with people. You got to understand what works for you, and it may not be favorable to other people or
yeah,
looked at the same way as you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So I know Mike could get in the situation. He can talk himself out of that jam.
Yeah,
But my girl, she can't. No, don't
yeah,
fool. Don't go in that room. Well, Mike went in there, dog, because Mike can handle it. That's what he do.
yeah.
You don't have the skill set to do what he did,
Right,
And she might be able to do something Mike can't do.
right.
So you have to know that about yourself. Because Mike can do stuff I can't do.
And Jay
So
can do stuff I can't do 100%. And I think what I would tell somebody is you got to understand what you're dealing with. Don't be so quick to judge, like not judge, but like try to nitpick and criticize and pick and choose what you want. Like when you look at a chocolate chip cookie, you can't just pick all the chocolate chips out of it. and just eat the cookie. It won't even be a chocolate chip cookie no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Same way with dealing with another person. Yes, they may have the good stuff, all the good stuff, but you know what? I don't like the sarcasm. I don't like the confidence. I don't like this. Now it's not the same person no more. You can't
Yeah.
pick and
Now
choose. You know what I'm saying?
everything you pick out, you got to take a good thing too. You take
Yeah.
out the sarcasm out, you got to take away his personality. You
Yep.
take away this, you got to take away his skill. Well, I don't like him because you took everything about him and threw it away.
And they don't think about what if the person don't like something about you and they deal
They
with it.
wrong.
You know,
You're a
that's double
criminal
standard
now.
stuff. You don't think about
You're a
that, you know.
villain.
And then as individuals, you got to understand, like, even if somebody don't like it, that's what helps you get by. That's what helps you survive. They might not like you being sarcastic, but that may be the skill that helps you thrive in the field that you in. You know what I'm saying? Just works. I'm not saying you want to just hurt somebody's feelings, but I'm saying, they don't. Sometimes some people feelings get hurt because they misunderstand what are you doing there. Because a lot of time people that sarcastic, they trying to keep you from hanging yourself. They say, "You sure you want to go with that? You sure you want to say that?" Because that definitely might not be the right answer. But if you want to go there, okay, I'll let you go there. And a lot of times, misunderstanding dealing with other people instead of getting to the understanding, the assumptions get people killed. You assume, like, if I assume Jay got a problem with me, he never said it to me. He never told me he got a problem with me, but I assume he got a problem with me. And I start acting funny to him because something is going on in my head. You know what I'm saying? I done created in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some
And
people are really good with making assumptions. They don't tell nobody. They just gear good at making assumptions, even though it's no facts involved. It's just what you thought.
yeah, and man, sometimes having the right spouse or having the right partner, I don't
Yeah,
think he like you. Uh, who? Mike, yeah, I don't think he like no, he would have told me. Nah, I don't think no. Men talk to each other, Don't let somebody create a problem that ain't really there.
that's true. Well, guys, let us know in the comments what you think about Thinking Game. Like, share, and subscribe. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We on all that. And if all the Little Rock, hit the subscribe button. We monetize. We know you're watching because it's like 90% of people not subscribed watching. All we asking, hit the subscribe button when you watch. That's all we ask.
Little button.
Um,
Click
Let
for
us know in the
you.
comments some of the stuff you like to hear us talk about. We checking out the comments. We try to respond as efficient as we can. Let us know what you think. You got Jay in the house. You got Mike. Pill will be on the next one. He probably cutting grass,
Yeah, if you
handling
ain't see
business.
it, come on down. Be a guest.
Yeah.
Say what's
Let
on
us
your
know if you
mind.
want to come on for sure. We gotta get the sports back started too. I gotta reach out to some people. But yeah, if you want to come on Thinking Game, talk about some of these topics as well, let us know in the comments. Hit me up on Messenger. Hit Jay up or hit Pill up, man. Let us know, man. We would
Let
definitely
us be your
bring you on.
voice.
Real. So with that being said,
Perfect timing.
thank you for tuning in, and we signing out.